So you'll see the Democrats trying to push really hard to say, Trump, just pay it, just pay it, just pay it. And Alina Habba, his defense attorney, and Trump himself are saying, like, look, this case is so weak. He's probably not going to have to pay it in the end. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. This is where the happy patriots are. Thank you guys for joining us on this journey. This is from the Associated Press. Trump's lawyers seek to suspend $83 million defamation verdict, citing strong probability it won't stand. Here's Newsweek's negative spin on it. Alina Habba begs the court to pause Trump's $83 million E. Jean Carroll payment. Thank you, Newsweek, for your spin on that one. And then later, Newsweek corrects itself. Alina Habba fires back after being told Trump appeal won't succeed. This is part of a giant conspiracy against Trump that also involves Letitia James. But listen to the desperation in Letitia's voice. They don't think they're going to get Trump's money.
And we will ask the judge to seize his assets. We are prepared to make sure that the judgment is paid.
Now, you can smell it. They don't think Trump is going to pay. I think deep in their hearts, they know that he doesn't morally have to pay it. Here's the Hill. Trump lawyer Alina Habba brushes off New York Attorney General threat to seize assets. Quote, it will not be successful. These are the two warring parties on the opinion of whether Trump will have to pay or not. And you guys can all tell me in the comments how much you think he's going to end up paying. From the Associated Press, that article, Donald Trump's lawyers asked a New York judge Friday to suspend the $83 million defamation verdict against the former president, saying there was a, quote, strong probability it would be reduced on appeal, if not eliminated. And here's Trump's theory on how they came up with all these monetary judgments.
Well, I have a lot of cash, but that doesn't mean he can take it. I mean, you know what he did? I think he looked at my cash and he said, well, we'll take all of his cash.
That's exactly what they did. They saw how many assets he had, and now they're trying to hit his assets right about 400 million, maybe 500 million. That's why Trump has to reduce this E. Jean Carroll fee or delay it. He's asking for delays of a month, which would be enough for him to afford the appeal of the Letitia James much bigger $400 million fine. The lawyers made the request in Manhattan federal court, where a civil jury in late January awarded a sum to advice columnist E. Jean Carroll after a 5-day trial, just 5 days, that focused only on damages. A judge had ordered the jury to accept the findings of another jury that last year concluded that Trump sexually abused Carroll in '96 and defamed her in 2022. This is the weird thing is Trump did not show up for that initial sexual assault case. He thought the whole thing was absurd, so he didn't even show up. Now, when you don't show up to your own case, judge and jury just throws the book at you. That's what happened. He had no defense. So he, in a way, and it's very hard for him to appeal that one too, because he didn't show up there. So all he can really do is appeal this trial that's about the amount of money he has to pay for defamation, not for the damages on her in the assault. That probably didn't happen. Here's the second jury focused only on statements Trump made in 2019, where he was president in a case long delayed by appeals. Keep listening, because do the Democrats sound like they have the confidence that they know they're going to get Trump's money when they're pulling out the Russia investigation again?
What do you think Putin has on him, on Trump?
Question, Speaker Pelosi, what do you think Putin has on him? I mean, it sure seems like something.
So I don't know what he has on him, but I think it's probably financial.
So now they're speculating Putin has financial blackmail stuff on Trump. These people are from space. They're weirdos. They're lunatics. They have no idea what they're talking about, but they're making up anything because they have to get his money. In the filing Friday, Trump's lawyers wrote that Judge Lewis Kaplan should suspend the execution of the judgment he issued on February 8th until a month after he resolves Trump's post-trial motions, which will be filed March 7th. So a month after March 7th. Otherwise, they said, he should grant a partially secured stay that would require Trump to post a bond for a fraction of the award. So this is Trump's delay tactic and pay less tactic so that he can pay for the appeal, which is totally suspect. You have to put up the amount of money and tie it up when you're still presumed innocent. Here's more on, they could have asked for any amount of money, and they did. It's not tied to any damages or any factual idea. What both Letitia James and E. Jean Carroll are asking for are completely made up figures.
You know, the verdict may as well have been like a gigacabillion, just some absurd number, because it doesn't really matter that it's based in reality. It's not based in reality.
Yeah, it's not based in reality or precedent. And by the way, that's what makes it so likely to be appealed. These are absurd. You heard Trump earlier in another video where he brought out the 8th Amendment of unfair penalties. These are obviously unfair, unprecedented, made-up penalties. 2 weeks after Judge Lewis Kaplan entered the $83 million judgment in Donald Trump's defamation case brought by columnist E. Jean Carroll, a lawyer for the president requested that Kaplan, the judge, temporarily delay the judgment or permit Trump to post bond for, quote, an appropriate fraction, unquote, of the total damages. These are different. This is from ABC News. I'm showing you how each of these different articles are addressing this figure.
Truth is, this case is not going to survive an appeal.
That's the Trump side. This isn't going to survive appeal. It's just going to take time and tie up a lot of his funds in the meanwhile to get that. Quote, plaintiff failed to offer any evidence for her alleged distress. This is from Alina Habba about E. Jean Carroll. That this distress was of any significant severity or duration, or that it resulted in any medical, physical, or clinical consequences, or even any extreme emotional effects, Habba wrote about E. Jean Carroll, saying like she's gone this long without payment and she's shown no trauma. So it's not like Trump is going to rectify anything by giving her $83 million. Habba suggested that the court should project a reduction of the total judgment to $22 million, for which Trump could post a $24 million bond. So they're trying to get that reduced from 84 down to 24 for whatever reason. I don't even know. I mean, Trump can get money. It doesn't mean that he can magically come up with $400 million and just pull it out of his pocket, especially during campaign season. So this is not a win for Democrats in that I believe Trump is offsetting that $400 million with, he's got over $400 million worth of popularity that he's gotten from these cases. That if they end up being the deciding factor in him winning presidency, he will have ultimately defeated this Democrat plan to take him down. And that's what I believe is going to happen. I believe in you and me, the patriots, the common sense people, to know what's happening to Trump. And that goes for all of the American voters. I'm Doug in Exile.